Hello everyone, my name is Alex John Meyer. This is my 8th year as a participating artist for Wall Ball, and I couldn't be more honored or excited. And even though Wall Ball has to take a different shape this year because of the pandemic, I'm absolutely certain that we'll all come together to help raise money for Artscope. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a realism artist and I work in watercolor and acrylic. I've been painting for 22 years, but 12 years ago is when I decided to try to pursue becoming a full-time professional artist. This is my studio. I've had this space for 8 years now, and I'm so thankful to have a place of my own where I can make a mess and where my customers can come and sit on my sofa. We drink coffee and talk about what they're looking from a commission from me. So I thought that I would give you a studio tour and talk about some of my paintings and my inspirations and techniques. So to start the tour, this is my corner of chaos. This is where I keep all of my prints. I have an Etsy shop and I was so thankful for everyone that supported my business during this pandemic. So ignoring that, these are 3 of my paintings. The first is a gouache that I made of a typewriter. And I loved the way the gouache turned out so much that then for my 2nd year in Wall Ball, I made a 4-foot textured acrylic version of it. This painting is for me about how no matter what happens in our lives, the story continues and the page turns. How we as humans, no matter who we've loved and lost, we make the decisions to continue on. So it seems to be a piece that speaks to a lot of people, and I appreciate that. So next to that is a large watercolor. This painting measures 3 foot by 3 foot, and I created it for my solo show at the Renaissance Hotel in 2020. It was so wonderful to have all of my customers and friends come to support me. It was honestly my last show before COVID. So I loved the golden hues and the bronze tones, and yeah, I'm really proud of how this piece turned out. So then next to that, this is a very textured acrylic painting. It's a self-portrait. What this painting represents for me is I have this look in my eyes of concern or perhaps even panic and worry. And my hair becomes this kind of swirling vortex that eventually grows into a bird's nest. And there's this mama bird, and she's got this look on her face like, oh, don't you start with me, because I've chosen to give her the potential for 13 baby birds. Only 3 have hatched so far, but they're already chirping and demanding of her, and she's not having it. So what this painting represents is how perhaps we all have anxieties or things that we're worried about or things in our lives that we wished had gone differently, but we keep doing our best to calm the little chirpings in our minds. So then you'll see the beginnings of my desk. My desk measures 12 feet long. I designed it myself, and it's covered in my toy collection. I love having a long, sprawling space where I can lay out everything and sit and sketch. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a little panoramic of the room now. So this is my long, sprawling desk. I designed it myself, and I just love it. It's mostly covered in my vintage toy collection. I enjoy collecting Strawberry Shortcake and My Little Pony, but my favorite is Skeletor. I take my Skeletor toys out with me on adventures. Well, at least I did before COVID. And so I have my bookshelf and my corner where I sit and drink coffee and talk with friends. And so then these are 2 of my paintings. The motorcycle measures 4 feet, and I took this photo at my husband's father's farm. There was this abandoned barn laying against the wall of this barn, and I loved the rust. Old broken, unused objects really seemed to speak to me. And so I'm really happy with how it turned out. I made this painting for my solo show at Third Degree Glass Factory in 2016. And so then next to it is a painting that I made also for my solo show at Third Degree. It's about the duality of gender. I put masculine
colors like browns and reds, and in this very voluptuous round cognac vessel. And then I put pastel pinks and purples in this very straight masculine shaped vessel. So that brings us over to the studio side of my room. I wanted to show you some footage of my wall ball painting, some close-up shots. So this is a watercolor in ink. I took the photo that this was based on at an antique shop, and I loved the way the owner arranged the tools on this aluminum board. My watercolors are, they always start as ink. I put down an ink wash in gradients from black to a light gray by adding water, and then I come back and add the color on top. I feel that it gives this depth even before I start adding the saturated colors. So this is my wall of color. For me, part of my process, my brain is happy when I can look at this wall and see all the colors, and then I know, aha, this brand makes this color of purple, or oh, I want that exact color of yellow. And then I can go and I can find which company made what color. And my drafting table, and this is my table, just how I left it when I finished my wall ball painting last night. My favorite brand of watercolors are Mission Gold, but I also really love this palette of watercolors by Kuretake. I've had this drafting table for, I think, 15 years. So then that brings us back to the front door. These are 4 of my pieces. I created this painting after we went to a truck stop. This old trucker, he looked tired, and I just loved this, this diner scene, and he looked at me and he said, "You want me to smile?" And I said, no, just pretend I'm not here. And he started to lift the coffee cup to his lips, and he said, "All right." And then this is from a photo that I took at the Way Out Club down on Jefferson. So that's all. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little peek into my studio. It's not much, but it's mine. And I wanted to say thank you for purchasing VIP tickets to support Art Scoop this year. I am quite confident this will be the best wall ball yet. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.